Alright, another Jungle Book movie. So originally I saw the trailer for this movie and I thought, oh, that looks okay. Looks cool. It's supposed to come out in October. Then randomly they rescheduled it to Netflix in 2020 and I was like, okay, just get that off the anticipation list because I was pretty excited for it. Then all of a sudden I heard that it was coming out on November 29th and I was like, oh, okay, it's going to Netflix on November 29th. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Then I heard it was coming out to Netflix on December 7th, actually, and I was like, okay, I don't really review Netflix originals just because I know they're cheaper, just lamer movies that are harder to compare to other movies when they're lamer and cheaper. So the world of Netflix it doesn't interest me at all. But I do have Netflix, of course. But I checked this one out because I was like, hey, I liked the trailer, thought it could be good. So I guess we'll review this movie. That kind of happened. Let's do it, whatever. Well, who cares anyway?
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the chatter.
Mowgli, the Legend of the Jungle. So we're getting 2 Jungle Book movies in 2 years. That's fine with me. No, it isn't. Okay, so Mowgli, the Legend of the Jungle has an interesting premise that I really would like to be seen in a movie, of course. I'll explain why I said it the way I did. But this movie is it's the original telling of the Jungle Book story, but it's just the original telling. It's just not sugared up. I'll have you know it's the dark, gritty version. And when I saw that premise, I thought, hey, premise, like I think that could be good. I had my worries because first off, the Jungle Book from 2016, while I don't love that movie, I think it's littered with problems. It overall ended up being an entertaining, fun, nostalgic ride. And I really like that movie. With this movie, I went into it like, okay, it's Andy Serkis. You got a great cast. You got Cate Blanchett. You got Benedict Cumberbatch. We had a great cast going into this movie. So I went into this movie and I was like, meh, maybe it could be good. And I turned it on and I pretty much just got 2 hours of boring bull crap. Well, let's talk about what I did like about this movie. And there were things I did like about this movie. First off, the visuals of this movie. Andy Serkis, I know he's a master of CGI because I don't know if it's Serkis or whatever, but he's been doing great this year. I loved him in Black Panther. I loved him as Supreme Leader Snoke. I know that was 2017, but you know, literally 2 weeks before the end of 2018, I'm gonna consider just 2018 for now. I thought he did great as Snoke in both movies he was in. But and here I was like, great. This is gonna be awesome to see him on screen. He's great at motion capture, and here he doesn't do motion capture, but the thing about this movie, a couple other things I did like, I liked him as Baloo, but I didn't like Baloo, because the Baloo I know is a fun, cheerful, likable character, not a hateable, grouchy jerk that he is in this movie. And I really, okay, so first off, look, I thought that Scarlett Johansson as Kaa in the last Jungle Book movie was okay. I thought she did good for what she was given. And I thought she did pretty good. But then, Cate Blanchett as Kaa, now that is the type of Kaa I want to see. And she does pretty much nothing in this movie. But when she's on screen, she's pretty cool. She's pretty threatening. Cate Blanchett is a great actress. She has had a great last year or two. Like, Thor Ragnarok, she was great. Ocean's 8, House of the Clock in as well. So that movie was pretty bad. She was one of my favorite parts of that movie. And then she's one of my favorite parts of this movie. Now, you already know it, but Benedict Cumberbatch as Shere Khan Benedict Cumberbatch kills it. He is awesome as Shere Khan. Maybe not like that Smaug good, but most people aren't. But holy crap was he good as Shere Khan. Did I like Shere Khan? Not really. I didn't like the design that they picked for Shere Khan. He didn't look that threatening. He didn't look that creepy. I just didn't like his character. That's the stance. That's really all I liked. This maybe visually it's pretty cool, but I think that's really all I liked. Yeah, this movie was pretty bad actually. Surprise to no one. It's not surprising that this movie was bad. In fact, this isn't one of like the worst movies of 2018. It's just simply a pretty bad movie, a deeply flawed movie at that. Like, where does this movie really fail? Well, in a couple places. One, its pacing. It paces everywhere. It doesn't really make sense. It's just a messy movie. And Of course, the thing that really wrecks this movie is the actor Mowgli. Oh my god, this kid sucked. I cannot believe... I mean, maybe that's hypocritical of me, because I suck at acting too, but... No, I can do that. Because I understand it. Like, I understand why I suck. Just... Oh my god, this kid sucked. It is the reason why... In fact, this kid, if he was a lot better, this movie might not have been good, but it would have been a lot better, because this movie has a problem with making you actually feel sympathy for Mowgli. I don't know exactly what it is, but just something about this movie doesn't make you really feel sympathy for Mowgli. But the acting on him... I laughed at scenes I was supposed to be like scenes I was supposed to be shocked by how mad he was or how angry he was. I was laughing because of how bad it was. You know your movie failed when I'm laughing because of how bad it was. I'm not gonna give this movie all bad. There are things I liked. Just out of that, it was bad. And just a lot of this movie was bad. It's just not a likable movie. And it totally doesn't understand what it's doing because... It's drawn out. A lot of scenes are drawn out, long and boring. I love the score of this movie. I'll say that. The score is great. But most scenes are long, drawn out, boring, lame. Just overall, not worth your time, honestly. Guys, in the end, Mowgli, it had an interesting premise. This movie had an interesting premise. Sadly, this movie, it really couldn't live up to that because it had this production issues, bad pacing. We just got a Jungle Book from a year later, so it just didn't really work. The story doesn't really clash. It has pacing issues. It's not likable. And with this movie, it's a direct telling from the book to the screen. Then I'm blaming it on the book because the book apparently has bad pacing and has bad character development. Like this movie. I didn't hate this movie per se. I just really didn't like it. I will give Mowgli, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Movie had a lot of talent behind it. Sadly, just couldn't live up to the expectations. What do you guys think on Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle? Got a lot more reviews coming the next week or so. I don't think I was planning on reviewing like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, but I do not believe I will. Just because I don't have time to rewatch all the Spider-Man movies. But I will rank Spider-Man movies. Like, I know enough about them to just talk about them for a little bit, but I can't make a full review of all them. So I will make a ranking of every Spider-Man movie after Into the Spider-Verse. This week is going to be a very slow down week for me. During the weeks of the next little while. Okay, well, we still got a couple days left. I got to review Dark of the Moon probably this weekend. I think I'll review Dark of the Moon next week. But we got a bunch of reviews coming your way. More stuff like that. See you guys next time. Bye. This should be my new intro. Bye. Then we add a gun sound effect. No, we won't. Sadly, the most anticipated release of today is the Endgame trailer.